Spend a day with me out on my homestead. So I start every single morning by making my bed. And then this morning it was really chilly, so I grabbed a warm, comfy sweater to put on. And I start every day with a big jar of lemon water to rehydrate. Then I have to get kids up and going. Here I am waking up my daughter, and there's Nacho. And then I've been still enjoying the last of the summer melons that are local here in Colorado. This is an orange honeydew, and it is my absolute favorite. I wait all year for these melons. They're so, so good. So I had one of those to start my day off with. And then I grabbed some apples out of the bag where we've been collecting a bunch of fallen apples from the orchard. And look how gorgeous this one looks. I basically made some apple pie oats where I just cook up some oatmeal, add some vanilla, apples, cinnamon. Then I add a little maple syrup to sweeten it, and it tastes just like apple pie. So good. Then I get the kids going and make sure they're good to go with their homeschooling. And then it's time to pull on my boots and get out into the garden and make sure things are watered. And this time of year, everything is slowing down, but it's still good to get out there every day and see what's up. So here I am watering the onions and my lettuce patch over here. Everything is still growing really well, but we are getting to the end of the season. We have a couple of unripe pumpkins left on the vine that I'm not sure are actually going to ripen all the way before we get our first frost, but we'll see. We have a little bit of bok choy left. We'll make something soon for dinner with that. And then today I'm going to harvest the rest of the tomatoes off the vines. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any more. There's only a few weeks left before we start having some good overnight freezes. So I'm just going to pull all of these off, and I think tonight I'm going to make a nice tomato soup, and I pulled some basil as well. My onions look like they still have another month or so, but the lettuce patch is doing really good. This is like our 6th batch of lettuce. And look at our pears, guys. These pears are huge. Oh my gosh, they fit in my hand. We have picked most of our grapes, but we are waiting for the first frost to harvest the apples and the pears because the frost is what helps drive the sugar into the fruit, but we are looking forward to it. So then for lunch, I just roasted up some potatoes and put it on a bed of arugula with a little bit of hummus and some of the Violife vegan Parmesan. And that was a really yummy, simple lunch. And then, of course, you know it is fall out here on the homestead, and I decorate come September 1st. So we have been decorated here for a couple weeks because fall is my favorite season. I want it to last as long as possible. But yeah, look how cute it looks in here. It's just so seasonal and festive, little pumpkins and candles. I just love it. So then I had to get ready to take my daughter down into town for her sports team practice. It's quite a drive for us, but she loves it. So while she's at sports, I go and do some grocery shopping. So here's my cart full of all of my goodies. And then when we got home, I started roasting up our tomatoes and garlic from the garden. And while those roasted, I had some green grapes to snack on. And once the tomatoes were roasted, I basically blended them up and added them to a pot with some water and almond milk and some seasonings. And I got that mixed up, and it made this delicious tomato soup. And I added some of the basil from our garden. So good and so easy. Then I used this vegan oat gluten-free bread that I love, and I made some grilled cheese, and I just used my cheese sauce recipe as the cheese, and it was so good, guys. Sometimes the simplest meals are just the best. Who doesn't love grilled cheese and tomato soup? Then after dinner, we had some of what we like to refer to as our dessert tea. We make some tea and have a little bit of chocolate. Tonight, I am making some of this caramel apple tea. It's one of my favorites, so, so good. And then we're gonna have some of this, I think it's called Hue mint chocolate. I don't know, but it's really good. And then we all sat in the living room. The boys read, and my daughter and I worked on our embroidery. My daughter's doing a little strawberry one, and she'll probably put that on top of a mason jar of hers. And I'm working on a little mushroom fall one, but we love doing little projects like this. I think it's good to sit and do this. We don't have a TV in the main cabin, so it's fun to have little projects to enjoy. And I'm still drawing mine out. I don't know exactly where it's going to lead, but that's what we're working with. And there's my cute little teacup. I added a little almond milk to it. So good. We sipped on our tea, did our embroidery, and then turned out our candles and went to bed.